So why? Why is this happening? So I have some guesses, and I would love to hear from you all. And again, I can't manage the chat at the same time, I don't think, but just for you all to share among yourselves, it's only about 40, about 50 of us on the chat right now. What do you suspect is happening that leads to these observations clinically? Certainly, we can't deny the impact of COVID. COVID meant that a lot of our young people spent a couple of years of their middle school years online. And so many of them weren't able to be in the classroom and engage in natural learning environments to have some of the social conflicts and exchanges with their peers to work out some of those issues. So, as I said before, we're seeing roommate conflicts, classroom management difficulties that we simply don't expect in a high school, and certainly not in a high school of a caliber like Phillips Exeter Academy. But we are. And it's because they haven't had a chance to work out some of those things um, before arriving to a school like ours. I'm taking a peek at what folks are sharing. Yeah, all these matters, right? At a time that students are dealing with social separation, think about what the adults, their caretakers in their lives was going through as well, with our own anxiety and angst about COVID and other upheavals that was in our environment. I'll jump to social injustice and the political upheavals because I think we're in another wave now. Just now was a presidential election and all the impacts that we're seeing now unfolding. This is happening in real time. We have young people whose identities, whose livelihood, whose family stability is being challenged in real time. That is happening right now. I think about the impact of social media. I did not grow up with social media, and in so many ways, I'm so thankful. While it may keep me afar from my family back home in Taiwan, in a way that we're connected today through social media, which I'm also thankful for, the other costs of social media on our young people is undeniable. The way, young people developmentally is, I think about high schoolers, developmentally, it's a time to do a lot of social comparison. Who am I in relation to my peers? Who am I in relation to my parents? And as I often say to high schoolers, is this a time when you think a lot about where do my parents impact end and the rest of me begin as I navigate that with my peers? Well, when you're supposed to be doing that developmentally, and you're doing that with the help of social media, it kind of blows up, right? Social media provides us images that are either real or not, that we're supposed to be socially comparing ourselves to. We're seeing more incidences of eating disorder eating, body image concerns in young girls. We're seeing a lot of pressure to succeed. And again, a lot of that is fed in this reality that's present on social media that I would argue may not always be real. I go to the definition of success. I have young people who now they will say, their dream and their definition of success would be being YouTubers or to be social media influencers. These are these are roles that didn't exist when I was growing up, and certainly not a measure of success or what will give you a fruitful living and what will make a lot of money. But now for our young folks, that's their reality. And certainly all the pressure and the fear around our climate, we see it every day about ways that our climate changes are happening, and from natural fires to tsunamis to all the things. I'm thinking about even the LA fires recently. Like it's something that our young people cannot get away from and are loud in their lives. And social media also kind of amplifies all of that in our faces also. So when I go back to my previous slide of what we're seeing on our young people, and I think about the factors in which they're living within, I say, of course they're struggling. Of course, we're struggling. And of course, we're seeing the things that we're seeing today.